y'all attention over here to the charty tart, man. Now, we ain't gonna hit it with the crystal ball. We just want them to wish in one hand and take a dump in the other one. And then tell us which one fill up faster. Hey, look here, man. As we see, like we said, price just continues to move on up, move on up. All right? So, if you've been tapped in, like I said, for at least the last 2 weeks, right? Nothing that price is doing right now would be surprising you. Nothing about where price is trading to right now would be surprising you, because we have been saying if you take a portion of the ICT concepts that Michael taught us when it comes to projecting how far a swing can go after that manipulation leg, right? Especially when you're trading into all-time high territory and you don't have any price action to look at, like, oh, we're attacking those highs, oh, we're attacking those highs, oh, we got a fair value gap there. When you don't have anything to look to, if you utilize the power of the fib projections, you would not be getting surprised right now. But Tim, what are you talking about? I haven't been tapping in and I just stumbled across your page. Can you tell me what you're talking about? Well, yes, I'm glad you popped up and said something, little Timmy Rogers. You see that red line I just put on the chart right there? That right there was our sell side target way back in March sometime, like around here. Right, we were saying if price breaks down out of this area, this is the sell side liquidity we're looking for it to go to, right? And as you see here, that's the lowest low that we made when I draw out that little wickety wick right there, right? We tapped into that, right? Once we tapped into that, we identified that this is our manipulation leg, right? Initially, we were going from this high to there because that's the first swing high that we get back to, right? And that's nothing wrong with that. That's how Michael teaches it, right? But then we later adjusted everything and got in sync with the algorithm, right? And started using that swing high right there because that's the start of this entire manipulation leg, right? Why do you say that, Tim? After price started to displace away from this consolidation there, see how we displaced below all of these relative equal bodies and created that fair value gap? It's starting to displace away from this consolidation. We retrace back up into a premium of this range right here into that bearish fair value gap right there from the 12th of March, and then we displaced down and took out our liquidity. So from that high to that low, that's our manipulation leg. And then we use the power of the Fibonacci tool along with how Michael teach us to do your projections. And we came up with these projections here as targets, right? This was our all-time high, our new all-time high with B adjust on from the continuous contract, and this was our all-time high from this current continuous contract, this front month contract. And as you see, when we traded into that high right there, the way Michael teaches us, he teaches you if your liquidity falls in between deviations off of your projection, you shoot for the deviation above or below, in a bearish sense, the liquidity, right? So this would have been your reasonable target above the buy side liquidity. And as you see on April 24th, we engaged that right there. If we look at the high on this candle right there from April 24th, the high on that candle is 27,462 and a half, right? And that deviation is 27,459 and a half. So we pushed through that by 3 points, right? And then we started hanging out right there, engineering liquidity, right? Engineering liquidity. And while everybody and their mama was looking for a price to just break down from here, we had some not so known areas slash PD arrays slash support slash resistance, whatever you want to call it. Some not so known things that people wasn't paying attention to. But oh yes, we were paying attention to it because these are our reasonable targets here. These are our PD arrays that we can key in on because of this manipulation leg. Even when we don't have anything to look at over here, these are our anticipatory reactionary points, right? And what do we say? If you find it floating in between those reactionary points, right, then you can pull out that magical PD array called event horizon. What is event horizon? Event horizon is the halfway point in between two PD arrays, right? So when you look at this PD array and that PD array, yes, I'm calling them PD arrays because these are targets that the algorithm know of based off this displacement leg right there. When you look at this PD array and that PD array, right? When we go in there and we look at our handy dandy Fibonacci tool, right? That's our new one from up there. That's, oh yeah, we was looking at this from up there, right? So even in between these two, right? If you go in between there, we're just set it to event horizon. Event horizon is the 50%, but I like to put my event horizon into quadrants, right? I like to put it into quadrants. And if we line that up, let's get it lined up beautifully, right? So we need that on 5150, and we need the bottom one. That's on 51, and we need the bottom one on 3550. It's there, right? If we look there, at that, remember we said the middle line is event horizon, right? Notice, let me draw out these wicks in case y'all can't see them, right? All right, draw out these wicks in case y'all can't see them. Okay, so notice price, right, when we came up into that all-time high right there, right? We had a large gap down, traded back up again, right? Didn't drop, and here we reached up, kissed that event horizon, backed off of it, traded back down into the lower quadrant of that event horizon, right? Hit that lower quadrant and then respected that level. The next day we traded up, closed above that event horizon right there, right? That's when we closed above it. That's when we traded below it. And then the next day, we blast off and went to that one standard deviation. That's when we hit the reasonable target above our buy-side liquidity. All right? And once we got there, right, what did we do? We were watching, right, how price would react, right? How price would react between the next two PD arrays, that 1 and that 1.5. And when I go turn that on, if you notice there, I don't have all the octants turned on, right? I do not have all the octants turned on. Initially, I just had the lower octant and the lower quadrant turned on, right? But since today, we started trading above, right? We started trading above that upper quadrant. So I turned on the next octant and the event horizon in between the 1.5 and the 1 standard deviation, right? Why was I doing that? Because that was giving me my intraday structure and dealing ranges to make my trading decisions based off. And we're going to look at that when we drop to the intraday. But just looking at this daily time frame, right, we can see how price respected these ranges in between these two anticipatory reactionary points, right, on the daily candles. And then we look here in the range that we're in now. This is event horizon, right? And you break it down into quarters or octants, and we can see how on this day we tapped above the lower octant and closed right there. And then on this day here, we dropped back down below that lower octant, right? Went up into that octant there just below event horizon, then came back down and closed there. You say, Tim, that's just looking so random. Wait till we get to lower time frames and you see the magic. But just based off of our daily time frame, without knowing the power of the projections and how to properly anchor it and how to properly project it, you would not have known price is not ready to go back down yet. Price is ready to continue up because you wouldn't have all this information to show you that price is still respecting bullish order flow. So we're going to continue to climb toward these anticipatory reactionary points.
Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Y'all do me a favor, hit a like for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed.